It's just like I'm always tired.
No free ads.
Share screen. Oh, dude, hold on. Let's pause this. Stop. Yeah, dude, let's get cups. Okay. But I mean, yeah, because okay, so I had this little joke, this little bit. So the basis of the bit is, you know, how all guys are afraid of their internet history getting leaked out.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? Like all guys are afraid of the internet history get leaked out. So I mean, but the whole bit is, you know, it's like, you know, imagine someone trying to out you and blackmail you. It's like I'll you know, you always growing up, it's like I'll send your search history to your parents. You know, I'd be like, bet, do it.
Yeah.
You send it to my girl in search history. She's like, someone just sent me your search history. I'm like, that look like any dude's search history.
That looks like us.
That's everyone. That's all dudes' search history. Well, what? You think that's mine? How you know that's mine? That's, all dudes be looking at Big T's booty ass.
Yeah, a lot.
How you gonna? You can't blackmail someone in 2021 with their search history.
I just think it's.
I mean,
I just think that kind of stuff is so much more open now. Like it's just open. People just like it's.
Everyone be looking at
everybody.
it. You can be like, that's your search history. That ain't mine. That's yours. Yeah. I ain't not yours. Don't be going to those sites. You know about that? Like your search history.
Literally, I think it was all three of the main porn sites are like on the top, like 10 of the most searched websites like on the internet.
I don't know how like the founder of Pornhub is not a trillionaire by now.
With all the $1 subscriptions.
How do you not have enough advertisement money running through that you're not a trillionaire? If you're the most trafficked website on the planet, how do you not have?
Well, no one be going on there to buy stuff.
No, but it's ad traffic. That's what I'm saying. It's like when a website or a company sells ad space on their website, you know, it's based on traffic. How many people?
But no one's trying to put ads on porn. Like no.
Well, I'm just saying. That's true. That's true because it's always like that Blue Chew and shit like that. Yeah, that's true, I guess.
No one wants.
One day the stigma is going to be removed, and they're going to be fucking slinging ads on porn sites.
I honestly cannot say I hope it comes to that day where all these porn sites is just like so normal.
They're for sure gonna. I mean, they already do.
It's pretty normal.
It's gonna slowly grow out into like mainstream, and now you're like seeing ads for like Target and shit like that. Target.
Oh, I bet it sounds like, what the fuck is Target?
Target.
That does sound like it sounds like a bougie, like coffee shop.
Target. Or like a bougie furniture store.
Let's
go to Target and get a new couch.
Or like a bar, like it's a bar name.
Target. Where like it's a gluten vegan free bar where like they only serve gluten vegan free snacks and they only serve, you know, locally sourced fucking alcohol. This whiskey was aged in a 5-gallon barrel by Jim, who's homeless out there, and we gave him 5.
I was about to say in the back alley.
Yeah.
Bro, that low-key be how it be, though. I feel like all of these like new spots are just trying to find different ways to be different.
And I mean,
some ideas be coming up.
Some ideas,
like just interesting things that's out there.
It's like you could open up a brewery anywhere. I mean, not all parts of the country are like Washington. That's no question about that. But in Washington, every town you go to, brewery. I mean, you would have to go to a small town for there not to be a brewery.
Even Cheney has a brewery.
Even Cheney has a brewery. I mean, these places, there's breweries everywhere. I was in Packwood, you know where Packwood, in the mountains? Yeah. It's a mountain town. There's like 10 people who live there. There's like 3 breweries. It was like, yeah, there's a lot of tourists, but how you guys have 3 breweries?
Like those are their bars. People go to hang out at the brewery.
At the brewery. Yeah, it's like all those little micro brews. Oh, nothing here is below 6%. We're sorry. You just getting turned.
Why are you saying sorry?
Well, I mean, if you just
want to
snack on a beer and not have to.
I mean, 6% ain't that bad if you're drinking 1 beer.
Well, nowadays it is. Do you think? I mean, obviously we haven't been 21 or the plus 21 side for a long time, but remember growing up, you know, your dad would not drink 6%. All beer was 4 to 5. Beer was 4 to 5, and it was like you get like malt liquor that was like 7.
Right.
That was you would step up by going to malt liquor, getting like
and that would
7.
taste like.
I mean, even in our early days of college, yeah, it's like we just had beer. You would get beer.
Bro, Mickey's Ice, baby.
Yeah, and you go, get some Mad Dog 2020s, right? Yeah, Mad Dog 2020.
Well, I just had 40s.
Yeah, some of the Mickeys or like some Steel Reserves. Yeah, you weren't going in there getting, microbrew IPA lemon peach with 6.8%. I just don't think it was the vibe back then.
I guess I don't think Hurricane 40s were the vibe either, though. People were not.
I mean,
but everyone
vibe was
dominated on me.
And that was before seltzer days.
That's true, bro. I can't imagine.
Those
seltzers are fucking expensive.
They're expensive, but they were game changer. Because even I'm sitting here like, I guess I might as well just go drink seltzers all the time.
No carb, 2 grams of carbs.
2 grams of carbs. When you drink a barley sandwich, if you don't get a light, then you're getting like 30 to 45 carbs a beer.
Easy.
A beer.
Would you do that? Talking to the camera.
This one?
Okay. It's a ghost. Bro, we need to have these girls come over here right now.
You know what I should have brought?
What?
Just give one guess. Just what should I have brought when you say bring?
Twister.
Twister.
Yes,
I should have brought Twister.
Yes.
I
should bring Twister everywhere you go.
I should keep it in my car like I was doing Catan. I should just keep Twister.
I almost bought Catan, but I was like, no.
I was telling Babyface Pals about when we had those 2 girls over that one time. Played Twister.
That was so random.
And no, like there's 3 girls, and one of them was with that other dude. And that other dude,
kinda,
yeah, he was a random too.
Yeah, I was like,
and then they weren't even 21. They weren't even 21. It was like,
that does be happening.
And that's all our. But they're at the bars. They had fakes. It's like, you're like, oh.
See, and that's I feel like where plausible deniability would come in, where it's like it's like, oh, sorry, you want me to check? I met her at a bar.
You're not checking IDs like that.
Yeah, it's like, do you expect someone to take someone to bed and then check
18s,
Well, but you're meeting them in a bar. Like you would hope that line
even if they're
is a
less than 21, it's still not a big deal because technically 18.
Well, of course,
by the rules, but
what
plays out in the system?
I was about to say I ain't trying to dip that low. I'd rather
what plays out. I know
staying in my ballpark.
Every dating app since I was 21 was a minimum 21 age. Every dating app.
Not say that.
I do. I just you don't want to get mixed up.
A freshman as a senior. That's 100% a thing.
Well, but dating apps also weren't hot back then. Were they? It was just Tinder. It was just Tinder.
Oh yeah.
It was just Tinder.
I think Bumble was coming around right in my freshman year.
Your freshman year?
My freshman year. Bumble was like, because I definitely talked to girls on Bumble for sure.
Dog, that was like 6 years ago.
I didn't say it was recent. I'm just saying you said in college.
7 years ago.
Was it? Yeah, closer than not. Yeah, definitely closer to 7 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think Bumble was very hot.
I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure.
Because the girl who
created Bumble, it was like because of Tinder.
Yeah, the girl who founded Bumble founded Tinder basically, but like didn't get the the kudos. Like someone else owned Tinder, or they sold Tinder, so she left and then created Bumble. And I don't know.
It's more girl centric.
I guess we'll have to see what year Bumble.
Because I remember Bumble, because Hinge, I remember took over the game a little bit, but Hinge just does not give you enough likes. But they also had changed the game in the fact that they tell the other person you liked them.
Yes, December 2014. Okay, so that's 7 years ago. So Bumble came out. Oh well, not even 7 years.
That was my freshman year. That was literally
December. Yeah, 7 years.
December of my freshman year.
Okay, so it just came out.
But
again, it wasn't hot though.
I just said it started to come around.
Now it's hot. Now it's like you got 3 to 4 apps on your phone, and you go swipe, run out, swipe,
exactly.
run out.
And then you're talking to the girls you randomly met. Yeah, if you do
trying
that,
to. Yeah. Crazy times.
Bro, I one thing that baffles me about dating apps. What do these people want to talk about? Like, you ask them about their bio, you ask them about themselves, just about their life, their work,
you just got to be conversational.
Job. Like, but what conversation?
You feed off each other. You just feed off each other.
I feel like
that's it. It's all about feeding off.
I feel like they've been giving you nothing. Maybe
right. But that's what I'm saying. You got it. Like, it has to be a two-way street of being conversational.
Yeah.
Because you're right. It's like, what do you talk about? Well, you just do, how's your day? Oh, well, it was a pretty rough day. Why? Well, work was tough. What do you do? You just,
I get that.
you
But
know,
then
you
they
just got to
like,
feed off.
but it's like, okay, so I match with a girl and then I hit her up with, the same line down the line or change up the line as it goes, but they'll message you back and then you like, continue, like you ask them a question, you ask them a question, they answer it, you ask them another question.
Yeah.
Like, where do you lose them in that? How do they decide to not want to talk to you anymore? It's like, why are you on the app in the first place, talking to men if you're not trying to actually continue? Like,
I mean, yeah,
I'm not saying like egregious shit the second snap. You know what I'm saying? It's just more like.
So funny you say that because I did that to a girl. I just didn't reply.
Oh, of course, I do that too all the time.
Yeah,
I'm not saying, but
then like 2 weeks later, she messages, says, "Good talk." And then I waited like a couple days, and I was like, "Oh, sorry, I was in the bathroom, But like they say, better late than never."
I was in the bathroom.
She never replied back. But what do you expect? I mean, if you're not going to reply back after saying good, obviously you're not going to reply back after saying good talk. So why didn't you say good talk at that point? Would you want me to come back and be, begging you? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I like
smash.
What?
Cute enough to like get at? Or no?
I would imagine so. I don't know. It's all pictures, man. Sometimes it's so hard to tell. It's like if they don't do like a proper pose, like showing their whole face and body, it's like you can't really tell what they look like in some of those pictures. Where they're out in the boat, smiling back and shit. You're just like, well, you look cute, I guess, but we'll have to see what you look like in person.
Yeah, bro. I was at this girl's apartment one time, and she was just like telling me how much she liked my personality, and I'm sitting there just like, she ain't that cute, but I was kind of like, maybe, yeah, I'm bored,
maybe if you're bored.
And she definitely like, had it going on a few places, and it was just like not up here for sure. And she's like telling me, I was like, and I started trying to like accept her, like, so what do you think about one night stands? No, I didn't like say that verbatim, but I was like, what do you think about friends who are getting to know each other? Like that type of shit. And she's just like, wait, what do you mean? I'm trying to like, yeah, see if she's like down just to, get after it.
Yeah.
I mean, she was, but then I was just like, I can't do this. I literally told her, I was like, I couldn't even get her up. I was just like, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't.
Oh yeah.
And then she's like, what's wrong? And I'm just like, I pretty much was like, it's you.
Oh yeah, you didn't say that, but by what you said, you basically said
pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like, sorry, I'm just not about it like that. Because she was kind of like starting to push it at one point. It was kind of like one of those like, why am I here?
Yeah.
Like, why did I do this to myself?
I mean, that's how it be sometimes, I guess, man.
She was in Tacoma, and I was just like, I'd be seeing her at a few Seattle bars too, like very randomly.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, man. It's like, why don't I run into you people? Like,
right.
Like, let me smash her and not say hi ever again.
Man, tits. Acronym tits. Acronym tits. I definitely says tough in the streets.
Got it.
Tits.
That's the tits.
As a meme, Fisher would always be like, tits, bro, tits. Just like tough in the streets. We'd always say that, and then one day we're like, wait, tits.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, we would always say tough in the streets. We're like, oh man, tough in the streets. We would always say that like back in fucking high school and stuff. Oh. And then like one day we realized like, oh bro, this fucking acronym is tits. And we're like, oh, tits, man. They would just start saying tits all the time. As an acronym, tough in the streets. Bro, those are the days. So we were talking about fucking earlier, bro, Airbnbs. I'm telling you, man, I would love to own an Airbnb because like this is exactly what you'd want to be able to do with it. He just let his homies over here. He owns the fucking spot. Honestly, man, house right next to me. It just dawned on me. That would be the perfect Airbnb. Brand new. Is it bought yet? No one owns it? I think it's still on the market. The problem is I don't have this guy's contact because I would much rather go to him straight because then you'd be able to get it cheaper because he doesn't have to. Well, I don't know. He'd probably still have to use a realtor, but just because you already contracted one, that'd be kind of jacked up. You don't have his contact information at all. Like you can knock a hold of him. No, I mean I just haven't seen him around. Yeah, that's tough. I guess I should have got his contact info, but I mean it's not like he's gonna be around more. But I mean 440, 440, you're probably looking at a monthly payment somewhere in the neighborhood of, I guess, probably under 2,000. Like
I just say like 2 is a flat rate.
1,750 to 2,000 is what you're going to look for, probably. And since it'd be an investment property, it'd definitely be that. But then you're also looking at investment property, probably 25% down. So that's 8. So you're looking at, and then you got to furnish.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at a quick hundo 5
Easy.
to get it from bought to
Airbnb,
rented as an Airbnb. You're looking at probably hundo 5. So, but I mean yeah,
it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
That's why, like, when I was talking with him about it yesterday, like the boy, I was just like, bro, it would be fantastic because like we all kind of have like a little niche of knowledge and different just range. Like you guys have more done it, it's like he'll come at it like, he'd be able to, do like tax stuff. Hopefully I could do law stuff. It's like you kind of understand like, good places to,
dude.
Well, I'm saying is like we could come with a lot of different perspectives and create like a group LLC that goes out and buys.
Who? Me, you.
I mean, we could build a squad. I feel like
I think
difficult.
I think your dad obviously makes great money. He has good money, and
I think he does. I really don't know.
Well, from what it sounds like, what you say, it sounds like he's got cha-ching.
It sounds like he's doing okay.
Cha-ching.
I don't know about cha-ching, but okay. More than most people.
He's making 6 figs easy.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, what's the monthly payment on a house if there's even $500? If that. I mean, he probably has wicked equity in the house at this point too.
For sure.
But what I'm saying is dude, vacation Airbnb. The Snyder clan and me, going 50-50 on an Airbnb. We have a spot to go to throughout the year, and it pays for itself plus a lot more.
You probably make money on it for sure.
Yeah, make a ton of money. Cle Elum, get a place in Cle Elum on the lake, like just ball out.
The lake? I didn't know that actually. I've never been out there really.
Yeah, the Cle Elum Lake. There's a ton of lakes in the Cascades, but that's the thing is like with Seattle and Bellevue, the people moving there. I mean, because the thing is your dad would bring the credit, and obviously his share, but my credit was is unmatched compared to your dad's, obviously.
Well, credit is just
but the willingness of a bank to lend to you.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to me, it's like, a bank's going to look at me and be like, you want how much with your 1 year of credit history? But your dad knows a banker, and he could just be like, look, man, me and him, we're going to front up. I mean, obviously we have enough money, just, hook it up. Your dad can get it to hook it up. I mean, he has a business. He already has so yeah, your dad bring credit, and I could come up with my share of the money. Dude, we get a fucking cabin on the lake in the Cascades, and it just is a cash cow for Airbnb. And then, we block it off 3 weekends of the year to be the spot. I mean, it's better than a timeshare.
Way better than you can make money on.
Because you're making money.
Easy.
Airbnb changed the game.
And then it's
pouring yourself out is the new economy.
Well, and it's at the end of the day, it's like you're still making money off the market going up.
Right.
Like that's a guarantee. Like it's not like it's like that's why we're trying to tell everybody who be asking about it. I'm always telling them like
it's gonna go up and to the right. And if it doesn't, you got that's the thing people is finding funny. First of all, the market would never go from 3,000 or whatever it's at to 0. It's impossible.
Well,
the world
crash.
The world would have to end. I don't think we're ever, unless something extremely, again, I think if the market goes below like 40 to 50%, that kind of range, if it plunges past that and like it drops 70% for whatever reason, there's a lot bigger problems.
70?
Again, that's my point. But that's my point. It's like, because people are always worried about the risk.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is there is no risk, because when the risk, of course, is losing all your money. But what I'm saying is if you ever lost all your money in the market, there's bigger problems than just losing your money on the market. That means the world's coming to an end.
Well, it depends what stock you have to.
It doesn't matter.
But
Well, yeah. I mean, again.
But yeah, Microsoft's
we're talking about the market, the stock market.
You're talking the NASDAQ. full.
Not S&P 500.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the S&P 500, the market. If you just invest in, that's what I'm talking, the market.
That's why I put my mom.
I mean, yeah, if you put all your money in like some
Vanguard.
startup company and you lose it all, that's a pretty good chance. What I'm saying is if you invest in the market and the market's down more than 40 to 50%, there's bigger problems than just the market going down for it. That means something else is going really wrong in the world. And the last thing you're going to be worried about is the market going down 40, 50% because there's bigger problems. So again, like the risk is almost non-existent. It's non-existent.
Well, and it's like realistically, it's like
based on past record, the risk is non-existent.
But even regardless if the market goes down, let's say, obviously it would not be money that we all need to live. You know, like this is not living money. This is excess money that you're trying to get to work for you. And it's like, if you, like, let's say we didn't make any on Airbnb. Let's say the market goes down. At the end of the day, we still have a cabin on the lake. You know, it's like,
yeah, you always have that real property.
How much stuff do you?
Well, of course, the problem would be is if it crashes, you lose your equity and the bank takes it. Because if you have your mortgage on it past 50%, the bank will always own it until you get that to zero.
Well, yeah,
the bank will always own it.
Well, I'm saying you're still paying your minimum payments. I'm just saying like the market's going down.
Well, I mean, if things get real bad, and it's like
the bank will just take it back.
Well, yeah,
won't get real bad. That's what I'm saying. It's not. This is excess money.
Right.
We're not like gambling here. Like we have money that we, you know.
Yeah.
We got to do something with it.
But I mean, if you're not getting Airbnbers, I mean, you're not going to be able to afford that payment. And if you can't afford that payment, and the market crashes and the equity, because you know you can afford the payment all you want, but if housing prices crash and your equity in it goes from 20% to 30%, if you have your equity around there, if it goes from 20% to 30% down to 5%, and of course that means the market, that means there's bigger problems out there.
Everyone else took a hit too. Everybody and their moms.
Of course. That's what happened in 08. But the bank will say, that's nice, you can make your minimum payment, but we don't know what's going to go on in this world, and we can't lose our money because we don't know if you're going to lose your job or not.
I don't know if they can go back on that.
They could just do dual on sales, and then you have to fork up the money to cover that.
Oh, they can't make you pay up front. You definitely contract.
My point is if you're losing the equity.
I don't think they'd be able to do that.
They totally can, because
that's part of the contract. Mass scale, though?
That's part of the lending contract.
Is it?
Well, yeah, you have to. That's the whole point of putting 20% down, because they're like, we're only going to lend to you if you have 20% equity. If you have, we're not going to lend to you if you only have 5% equity, because you don't have enough skin in the game. And if the market crashes to the point where you have only 5% equity, the bank can still take it back. Because like, you don't have either you fork up enough money to increase your equity and pay off our loan, or we want to sell it because we want to get our money back if we can, and that's priority numero uno.
Well, yeah,
right. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like they can foreclose if your equity drops too low, and like things start going haywire.
That just seems interesting because 5% equity is still above.
Well, I'm just giving the example.
Like, no, I get it, but you know what I'm saying. It's like it's still
economy,
like
the whole economy as a whole is looking bad.
It's just, I don't know. I would have to read, and I hate thinking like this all the time, but I'd have to read the contract and I'd have to see how it's worded, because that, you know, obviously at the end of the day, that's
banks all have all the power
to an extent. Yeah.
Everything in the contract is legal. If that's the point of the contract.
The thing about
they're not putting illegal stuff in there because they're.
If you work with the right, like, bro, Heritage wants our business. You know what I'm saying? Like Heritage.
Yeah, because you're a credible lender, or you're a credible.
We're a business that deposits a lot of money, and you know they move your money. It's like, you know, when we're giving them $400,000 a year, it's like.
Well, yeah, you have credit. You're credible. You have credit history with this bank.
Exactly.
I mean, credit doesn't have to just.
But it's a smaller bank too. You know, it's like
that's how they make their money.
Yeah, exactly.
They give out loans. And that would be where your dad goes to Heritage and says, look, guys, me and a friend are looking combined. Here's our combined incomes. Of course, Heritage is not even going to blink an eye. They're going to be like, oh, you have the other half of coming in cash. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, they make how much? And, you know, family. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's a banker. It's going to be a person. Your dad would be able to secure a loan lickety split. I mean, because if I can get my loan on this duplex out of my name, oh bro, we'd be able to get the baddest loan.
Not on an LLC.
Not the mortgage. And I got, my dad's been telling me, because now that my equity's gone up 10% in 3 months. I could maybe find someone willing to do a commercial loan at 70% loan to value ratio. So then I can have a commercial loan under the name of the LLC. So that opens up my line of credit for another mortgage, because it won't show up on my credit pull.
Exactly. And that's one thing that I was like learning more is like they will judge you based on the money you have coming in and the money you have going out. So it's like, if you have a payment on such and such under, like you said, under your name, they have to take that at face value, and that's how they'll gauge you. And people are like, it's like you get a 2.5 to a 2.7, that's $10,000 down the line of interest.
That's like, a lot of interest, or just not even lending, because they're like, because they take that mortgage payment that's under your name and just minus it from your income. So like, well, you actually only make this much.
Exactly.
We can only lend
because you're already contracted to pay this much.
Right.
And they know you're not getting out of that.
And that's even if your dad, I think your dad would be down to do something cool like that.
I think he would love to do something family oriented too. Because realistically, you are family. It's like you guys can go there as your family. Well, no, but I'm saying is like, I think he would love to do something that like would connect everybody. Because my brother would probably pay into it, and him and Lauren would pay into it individually. I don't think they're at that state yet, whatever. And then, he would go in it individually. Then I would attempt to maybe someday go into it individually, or I would pay my stake later.
It would just be me and him going on it. And then when your dad passes, if he ever does, before you guys.
Oh, but I would just pay into it later.
If I approve it.
That's where we have the contract.
But what I'm saying is your dad buys it, and then in the operating agreement, when he passes, it gets split between you and Scott, and now there's your segment.
That would be
that's how you would have your skin in the game. Is presumably you guys live longer than your dad, and your dad passes before you do.
Just saying, I learned this recently. I can't say exactly what I would have, but I would have a divisible fee simple, a devised fee simple interest.
You would have interest, yeah.
Well, but the specific type of there's different variations of types of interest you have in property.
No, I know.
And I can't say I'm great at the naming.
Maybe because the property be owned by the LLC.
Well, like you can have a life estate, which means you can have in your will.
Right.
Like you own it for your life, then it moves to someone else.
Exactly.
Like I could own the property, give you a life estate. When you die, my kids get it.
You're right, but you're talking about owning property as a person. I'm talking about owning property as an LLC. It doesn't matter.
Thing. LLC it's a person under the law. It's the same exact thing.
It's a different,
it's
a different entity.
But the law looks at it as a human being in terms of it being a person. So it's like that person, whoever is the direct controller of that.
It would go to the operating agreement, and it's as simple as that. What do you mean? The operating agreement between people who own the LLC. Like, Jeff Bezos can put in his will all his shares go to his kids. Doesn't mean his kids are going to be able to make decisions on Amazon right now. That wouldn't fly. And I get that's what judges are for. Judges are going to look at this and be like, it clearly states here that while Klaus and while Keelan are still alive, they are the ones who make the decisions on the LLC. The property is owned by the LLC.
Yeah, you have a fee. Yeah, I get
and they would look at you and be like, "That's nice. I understand what you have, but
I'd have a future interest. I'd have a future interest. I have no future.
Yeah,
it's called a current possessory interest. Is when you can make decisions on the property. I would not have a. I would have a future interest. I'd probably have an executory interest, but not.
But going to court with that, the judge is going to look at the operating agreement and say, well, Klaus is still alive. Keelan's still alive.
Well,
it says right here that the LLC is operated by Keelan and Klaus, and they make the decisions. So I get what you're saying.
I don't even know what we're debating currently.
Well, you're saying you have a future interest. So the only time that would matter is if you have a disagreement and you take someone to court.
Well, I would not be able to make decisions on the property. You're right.
Right. So your future interest has nothing.
You can't.
You're right about your future interest.
I can.
But at the end of the day, that means nothing.
Well, it means nothing in the current. Exactly. You're right. I can't.
Yeah.
In the current ability to make decisions, it has nothing. I have the ability to transfer my future interest.
Oh yeah, sure, of course. You can do whatever you want with your future interests.
I'm saying you have the ability to
Yeah, you
transfer
can.
whatever you have. But obviously,
Yeah.
I would not be able to make upfront decisions on the
Yeah.
property as a non-current possessory.
But again, my point is, as long as your dad's alive, your interest is who cares.
But that's what I'm saying. I would hope you guys would allow me to put it into the operating agreement that when I can afford it, I would throw in this amount of money.
Oh, maybe if that's what we decide to do, but you know what? That'd be.
I mean, if you want to talk to my dad prior to that and get him in on it.
I mean, yeah, I would definitely pitch it at Food Fest when he comes out.
Yeah, I think
I've already pitched your dad before.
I know.
And
he's just go get. You know my dad.
Your dad is just like my dad. He wants you guys to be involved, and not
of course.
him. But again, that's why I say it's like because my dad, this property in Tacoma, he's like, wait till your sister's ready. I'm like, Dad, Camille's. Wait till my sister's ready to invest with you and front the money and be interested and engaged with what's going on.
Wait, the property in Tacoma that you're getting?
That my grandma got, and we're talking about building a house on.
Oh, building it. Got you. And you want to all go in together. But your dad wants to wait.
That's my dad saying. My dad's like, let your sister.
You could contract that to give her time to get it in. I'm just saying to get into the stake earlier if you think it's going up.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The point is my sister's not interested.
Oh, she's not.
She's not interested, and,
and
she doesn't have the security of financial security that she wants because she doesn't have her job yet.
When does how long?
A year probably.
But I'm not saying
at least it's going to be a year. It's going to be a year until she gets. Because even now, even if she has a financial ability now, she's just not going to do it because it's just her. So what I'm saying is my dad's like, Dad, I can't wait for Camille. It's either I don't want to, like, she's not going to be ever ready. Same thing with your dad's like, I could approach your dad, but your dad's like, well, I'd rather wait until Brandon, can invest and Scott can invest heavily, and it's just them two, and it's not me with you. Is my point.
100%.
And that's how I think your dad's going to view it.
I also think he is becoming. So my dad, like, he's a really smart guy.
He's getting older.
Well, regardless of that,
I think old, and
I think he's doing fine. I mean, he's 60. Like, he still has plenty of years left. In that sense. But I'm saying it's like I think he's never thought about. He claims that I know more about the stock market than he does. Like so it's like
bow, episode 10.
Bow. What is happening?